One.
We're back.
Yo, yo, yo. Sorry for the delay in the human, that came into this world. Apologies on the delay for all you fucks who want to give any banter back. I don't know what Tegan's excuse is, but I think mine is pretty understanding here, given God bless this earth with a new baby girl. So
Yeah, congratulations to the co-host for adding to the football team. Although she can't be a football player, she could be a cheerleader. So she'll be cheering on young
she will
Coop.
be attending Notre Dame University and looking into the nun program, as
I
she
love
will
that.
not touch a dick her entire life, nor ever suck one. So, really
Well,
excited. We're already looking into the program and seeing if they have long duration scholarships. So, yeah, we're looking into that. And
my
also,
excuse my excuse was a few of us Houston folks made a nice little trip up north to Lambeau Field, and we spent the weekend up on Lake Michigan. Just absolutely, I mean, it's just you got to do it. You got to go to Lambeau if you haven't done it before. I know you've done it, and
guys,
you
I'm just
fortunately
speaking
couldn't
from
make it
my.
happen this year.
I
It
don't
is
think you could.
fantastic.
I don't think you could compare that experience we had because the way you would want it, I know it was probably gorgeous and actually it was pretty hot. Was it? Did you guys have
Yeah,
to
it was
vacuum?
borderline hot. It was
Yeah.
borderline hot.
When we went, we saw good old fashioned Brock Osweiler, which almost somehow won that game, which is mind baffling. They replayed it earlier, like I was watching Sunday morning, like just the crew
Yep,
that's out there, whatnot. But they played it because I guess Houston's only had a handful of games in Lambeau. It was just perfect flurry of
glorious. It
snow.
was glorious.
The exact way you want to experience Lambeau. It was
Yep,
the most amazing experience. You walk right when you walk out towards those like the
you just
opening, right? You just see it.
You
It's
you
pretty cool.
hear you hear Creed in the background. Just can you take
Yeah,
me
dude. It should
higher?
every time you walk through that song, they should have like a motion sensor like right above when you walk through, and that just blares every time
Oh, yeah, it's
because it is one
incredible.
of the most glorious things. Yeah, if you haven't done it, very much so. T, we actually just talked. We had a group text with my family. I think we're bringing back the away
Yep,
Texas trip.
yep, yep,
Despite having the kids, we just decided we missed doing that,
yep.
going to an away Texans game. And I think we identified possibly next year LA and Kansas City are top of the bucket list.
Casey would be sweet. Yeah, Casey would be sweet.
Seattle's an option, but I think a lot of my family's already been to a game in Seattle, so I don't know if they want to do that, which Seattle would be dope, but we digress. But yeah, so appreciate the understanding here, and also shout out, young Duke had her little one. We'll keep it anonymous on the sex and let that be. Have to figure that out through the grapevine. But shout out Duke. Sounds like baby and mama are doing good. So just bringing life into the world. Just have sex. Have a little sex. You know.
Yeah, it's not throw in a little chino and get after it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Make sure you shoot those, man. Just make sure you shoot those. At some point, we're all shooting blanks, it sounds like, all this
that's what
fucking
happened.
weird shit they're putting in our food.
That's what
Um,
happened.
but yeah, unfortunately, Texans lose this past week, but we've got a lot to get into the pod. I think Tegan and I have actually, just to toot our horn, we are going to do it this specific pod, but we had a pod a while back. Go look. It is documented. YouTube. Follow us, subscribe. Maybe like subscribers out there. Um,
Donate to the pod. Donate to the
Yeah,
pod.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But we talked about some people we were buying low and selling high, and I think we've been pretty close
Oh yeah.
on who we've hit on those with. So again, not going to get into the actual. Wow, just really not being ready there.
Forgot you
And it's
never let the
upside down.
person
It's upside down there. It's also
never let the person's in flag hit the ground, and I did, and I feel
you have
bad
to
about
burn it now. It's
it.
equivalent of the American flag. You realize you have to burn that now, or else it's a criminal offense.
I feel bad about it.
Where, like, honestly, the poncho looks actually kind of sick.
Yeah, I think I might watch.
Dude, what if we started the first and Zen poncho? That's how it's.
Everybody buys one in the league. We use
You might have just created a possible.
yes.
Okay,
Everybody purchase one.
we're looking into this because the first and Zen poncho, sick. I
Everybody purchases one, and we upgrade our podcasting equipment. It's beautiful. It works perfect.
Wow. Okay. All right. We're looking into this. Look for some distributors on poncho distribution. Definitely having those made in Mexico. They know what they're doing down there for the poncho game. But yeah, so all in all, a lot of shifting in the league. It's a little bit more balanced. There's a lot of teams in the thicket here. Points are
Yep.
definitely going to come into the role for that 5 and 6 spot. Trump's just he's kind of following the opposite path of Trump himself. So is it really like, can we? Because Trump is just going to the moon, like destroying Kamala. Go out and vote, people. Get your vote in. You don't want to live in a fucking, Kamala-led world where God knows, inflation. Prices are going up. Okay, and
And I was born in a
it,
middle
it,
class
it
family.
things cost more.
Yeah.
It's hard. Is that what we want? Okay, sorry, we get out of that. But Trump's just going the opposite. Trump's taking off, going to the moon 60% in the polls, which are all bullshit. So I guess it doesn't really mean anything. But Trumpy,
Well, maybe
come
just
down to the depths with the Kraken. Let me bring you under, just spring shot above you. That's what we're going for, baby.
maybe he's using his limited effect on this election as the Trumpsters in fantasy to sacrifice himself. He will go to the bottom of the polls so that Trump can rise, and
For
maybe that's
America.
what's going on here for America, and we appreciate that. We
We,
really do. We appreciate the sacrifice. Everybody's got to sacrifice something, and you're sacrificing the fantasy team because you're going the wrong direction. And just to remind y'all, fear not, we're only halfway through the season. There's 7 weeks left. We're going through week 14 regular season. There's a lot of time. We've already seen in the first 7 weeks up and down movement. There's a lot of time to move up the standings, to move down the standings, have a couple monster point games, and all of a sudden you're third or fourth in points.
couple of injuries, man. We've seen it. Just guys slipping the roles that it hasn't. I don't think it's been as prominent on the waiver wire this year as like previous. Like I don't think there's necessarily like a Puka Nakua of this year, like a guy you picked up and like. But I would say Jordan Mason's pretty fucking close. Like
Yeah,
maybe
there's been a
he could
hand quite
also
a
be on my
few.
fucking team as I discuss that every goddamn podcast. I don't know why I keep
You
it
know who
up.
else is close? Javante Williams. Javante Williams. Speak of the devil.
Guy's had like 2 good games in his entire
Makes
duration.
sure to text you every game he has over 15.
Just think if he's playing a decent defense, he's gonna go. He's gonna be fucking worthless. But if he's playing a good one, yeah. I mean, he played Carolina last week. Like fucking hats
No,
off.
New Orleans last week, Carolina this week.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, well,
Firing him up.
all right,
Thank
yeah,
you.
probably a
Needed
good
it.
start. Probably a good start. Um, but yeah, guys. So I think kind of script is again. We'll go back. We're gonna do a really quick run through of week 7. Was last week? Week 7.
Yep.
We're gonna go through week 7 really quickly, fire blaster those, look at the upcoming weeks, how some of the shifting happened. But as always, like to start with the two the Tiger Vision of the week as well as the Schmig. And Schmig is going to none other than the boss hog himself. Um and Tegan had some good insight here. Tegan said that, hey, oh, what's going on there? Tegan said that old Boss Hog was making the trek up to Wisconsin, wanting to see a Texan out on the field to have not only just the fandom in the game, but it's also nice when you have some fantasy stuff. And how sick would that have been going into fucking Lambeau, Texans dub, Tank Dell off to the moon? What a fucking trip, dude. One to remember. Well, fucking flip it on its head. Texans lose. Fucking last play of the game for a fucking field goal. Defense can't stop anything. And Tank Dell,
Zero.
goose
Goose
egg.
egg.
Which
Goose
is
egg.
kind of baffling. Like I don't know.
CJ Stroud, worst game as a Texan. Our defensive coordinator, Jeff Halfley, was in his bag.
No, it's bullshit. It's not even Jeff Halfley. You know what Green Bay did, right?
What do you mean? They were moving people around left and right.
Oh, you don't know this? You don't know who they hired as a consultant?
That wasn't until this week, dude.
Oh.
Yes, they brought
That would have made me feel a lot better that they, by the way, for those of you who don't know, we're talking about it, don't watch football. Robert Saleh is now a consultant for the Green Bay Packers, which
no, Halfley was in his bag. The Texans offensive linemen, I mean, the guys
they're
they
retarded.
can't pass people off. If you do one stunt, it's a sack. If you stunt, it's a sack.
Dude,
And we gotta fix that.
I think it's our offensive line coach. That probably needs to be waxed because it is unexplainable that guys are running just wide, just free. The other thing I saw was Dave Portnoy showed. So remember that one where CJ Stroud, he had a nice run for the first down. I think it was on third down, but got kind of whacked by two Green Bay.
Jair popped him.
Yeah. No offensive line is running over there to
Yeah.
like go defend or do anything. Like, what the fuck are you doing? This is the franchise. If this guy goes down, your season is done. I
Yep.
mean, we all love a good fucking, was or Lord Mills or General Mills, but it's not going to be, Super Bowl talks if that happens. Again, I'm not freaking out for the Texans' sake, but
Sorry, needed to have a little Packers banter in there. We
yeah,
digressed a little bit,
yeah.
but
No, needs to get more involved, and he brings him for Aaron Jones, which, by the way, Aaron Jones has been a revelation. He's been a phenomenal back. I don't know exactly what he is on the year, but just looking at his points, he's only had below 10 points twice out of all the games he's had this year. Been
probably
above,
top 12, I would bet.
yeah, he's RB11. Good guess.
RB11.
RB11. So you're benching RB11 for what could have, possibly been a Tank Dell game. Like, just bold. I just think that was just not a solid play. Like, if you're gonna bench someone, like bench Garrett Wilson with Devontae Adams coming in and like taking shares. Like, don't bench your guy who's been.
Don't bench Aaron Jones in a game that had a 50-point total, one of the high, I think the highest of the week. You know there was going to be action there, and it ended up what 29-27. There was a lot of
29-31, 29-31.
yeah, a lot of points
So
scored. The
not
Vegas
not a
total.
good play. Not a good play. Don't like that. You still got the win, so that's all you care about. But just points matter. And then we're gonna give some flowers. It's kind of twofold. For one, for missing the week prior, and then wrap it into this week. But Battle Bears, a great
Battle Bear.
pickup. The waiver wire guys. You don't think it matters? You say, hey, there's not opportunity out there. There's opportunity everywhere. Fucking Battle Bears picks up Kareem Hunt, slips in two back-to-back 20-point outings. Really
Looks good. He
like,
looks good.
looks fucking great. He just knows the offense. Like, I don't know. Andy Reid just knows how to utilize them and being able to come.
Unbelievable, honestly. It truly is unbelievable. If he continues on this rate, and it's fun, what's really funny about this too? Shout out to the Battle Bears because it was Carson Steele and Samaje Perine. Both people used waiver claims on, and then Grizz just sitting there. Huh. Kareem Hunt looks pretty good. Kareem Hunt throws him in the lineup, and all of a sudden Kareem Hunt's the guy. So shout out to the Battle Bears there. I love that. I love that for you, brother.
His team's on the up. It's looking good, but we'll get into it. Just quickly recap of again week 7. So those are the flowers and the schmig of the week. Kraken, he's coming up from them depths, boys. You better watch your fucking kids swimming in them waters. You're gonna get taken down. You're just gonna catch one. That's 3 100-point games in a row, plus 112 from the Kraken. Schmigosaurus Rex, respectable outing at 91, but not enough. Had a couple scares in there where Mark Andrews was kind of find the end zone somehow and becomes, relevant. But luckily Baker Mayfield goes off and Godwin, God bless his soul, Jesus Christ. 4 wide receivers, guys, this year. The Kraken has experienced under IR. Rashid Shaheed and Godwin both out for the year, both guys. Godwin, top 2 receiver. Shaheed, top 20 receiver. Don't like that, but we're battling back. Made some great moves on waiver wire. Puka Nacua coming back. We love that. But again, Schmig holding in there strong. He claims via text last night that this is the run that's going to happen.
The
run is going to happen now that Cooper Kupp is coming back. So
for those that weren't part of this text, we have a group text on the side. The first claim of a run was after week 2 when he won. He has lost 6 straight since that conversation. So the run is typically very short-lived, but as he says, all violent runs are short-lived. So we'll see how it goes.
Just really gung-ho on Darnell Mooney still playing in there. Again, I think he's solid, little slip in, but looks like Cooper Kupp will take that spot going forward. Braylon Allen, that's rough with the RB2 there. Switching gears here, Green Jackets, just absolutely dominant week. Top points of the week. Guys' team has been going to the moon. And as we talked about, Trump's just taking a nick off the ear, losing a leg there. I mean, the parts are falling off the Volkswagen. Um, Lamar Jackson, like if he wasn't on your team, it would have been a very,
It'd be bad. It'd be bad.
very rough outing. Rashad White looks relevant. T and I talked about this. It looks like Rashad is going to stay in there. Like the pass catching ability is saving him, but they're triple headed monster. It's like so if it's Tampa Bay's
They
ahead.
ride the hot hand a lot, I think.
Yeah, because that other guy, they what the fuck's that other dude's name? The third,
John Tucker or whatever.
yeah, Tucker. Like that guy still looks solid. But Waddle, you're going to be fine because it looks like
Tua's back.
back.
Let's go.
Big
Let's
news.
go.
You obviously love that because Tua is
Let's
as
go.
Tyreek and Waddle go, so they need Tua. Jackson Smith and Jigba may have an uptick. If you guys saw DK Metcalf got injured, luckily avoided serious injury, but Jackson Smith and
Fine.
Jigba could be on the up, but did lose Juju. And then Green Jackets, my God, Geno Smith. What is Geno on the year? He's had a really solid
He's
year with
gotta
the
be top
KC.
7.
Bingo, right on there, rank 7. Wow, good. This guy knows football. Derrick Henry, which has again been probably this one, if not the biggest steal of the draft.
Yeah. Can we talk about this for a second? Can we just
Yeah,
talk about this? I
yeah,
was thinking about this a couple
yeah.
days ago when I saw Derrick Henry just go off again.
Yep.
And we're all these football guys. We love football. We know football. And we're talking about the best running back and most dominant running back that we've probably watched in the last 7 years, 8 years, just consistently dominant on a team that wasn't ever very good, but it didn't matter. Load the box with 9. I'm just going to run down your throat. Then he goes to Baltimore. He gets on the Tom Brady diet, which obviously that's flag number 1 that we should have known.
Yeah.
Gets
Don't
on the
you know
Tom
what it
Brady
is?
diet.
You don't eat tomatoes. Tomatoes is an inflammatory
Bad.
vegetable.
Yes.
Bad,
I
bad.
saw that he spent
Giant brain.
$250,000 last year on his diet. He's locked in. So he gets on the Tom Brady diet. He goes to the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson. And we don't all say this guy is going to be an absolute force. Well, we should have. He's RB1 on the year. I think he's second in the entire fantasy, including quarterbacks and points. I mean, the guy is
Let me
just
just rattle off his last 5 weeks of football.
unbelievable. What are we doing? What are we doing?
His last 5 weeks of football, starting in week 3,
Come on.
31.9, 36.4, 16.1, which is a bad day.
Bad week.
Bad
Bad
week.
week.
Rough. 27.2, 26.7.
Yeah, what are we doing as a group? Look,
I'm starting to think to myself,
here.
why am I not firing this fucking guy up every single week at DraftKings? The one week I did, I got number 2 overall. I'm like, this is a plug and play. This is
Look
nuts.
in the mirror, look at yourself today, and say, "What am I doing? I should have known ball. This guy's gonna have freaking 20 touchdowns on the year, and it looks like he might have 2,000 rushing yards. And what are we all doing? It's on all of us except for Jake, because Jake saw it. He saw the vision. It wasn't even the vision. It's just common sense. It was just common sense here. And God, I think he's just gonna be a beast all year, unfortunately.
Yep, it's tough when you have, as a former defensive player, when you have a quarterback that can run the way Lamar does in tandem with a running back like Derek. That is so because you having 11 guy or another quarterback that can run, like you have to accommodate for that at every single play. If I know I'm playing fucking Sam Darnold and he ever does a zone fake like this,
Crash down the line.
you're fucking crash. Like I'm not even thinking second. Like say every single time Lamar does this, that end has to take a hesitation for a second. Even then, Lamar's still probably getting around the corner, even if he does take it. Like it's the zone read. It's every coach who has a running quarterback and is not doing that is a fucking idiot because it is the RPO is so difficult. They do a great job in the NFL of illegal men downfield with the offensive linemen. They fucking college, they never. I would get fucking blocked up to the second every time when the guy's passing the ball, but it's so difficult. But moving on, sorry, Brian Robinson still been a nice complimentary back RB2 there for Green Jackets. Just touched on DK slightly a second ago. Nicked up, Dyke will be out week to week. Tank Bigsby, what a great, again, another great pickup. I don't know if he drafted him or if he picked him up, but been a revelation for him. Looks though that ETN is coming back. Interesting to see the split if Bigsby's earned carries, which I think he has.
Definitely earned carries. Jacksonville sucks though. They're a
Good
dumpster fire.
morning. Good
They're
morning.
a dumpster fire. Shout out to Bigsby. Who else we got here? Rams defense. 17 points. Who did they play? Oh, the Raiders.
T. Higgins is having himself a little year though too. That's something we're not talking
Yeah,
about.
hey, good trade, Hard Eight. Good trade. You already freaking dropped Isaiah Likely, and Christian Kirk ain't doing a damn thing. Smart move there, buddy.
Yeah, T. Higgins having a year, and then Jonathan Taylor's hoping to get fresh coming back. So yeah, I like Green Jackets a lot. Moving on, Hard Eight. Nether L here staying 1-6 to the Golden Nuts, 82-88. Close affair here. Just peeking through Hard Eight. Great weeks from Jalen Hurts and Jahmyr Gibbs. Really
Monster
phenomenal.
week from Gibbs.
Tyron Tracy kind of fell back down to earth as he's been a nice little plug and play with some injuries there to Motor. Um, who else? Oh, Debo. That's tough.
That's
That's tough to lose that way with Debo literally getting fucking like meningitis or whatever the hell he had and had to go back
Pneumonia.
pneumonia, going back to the doctor, fluid in the lungs. So between that's rough, dude. You had two guys. You had Jahmyr Gibbs with 32, Jalen Hurts with 22, Brown with 17, and then the rest of your team barely flips like 3 points. That's tough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't love to see that. But Golden Nuts over here flipping gears. Joe Burrow, very suspect day. James Conner, very solid day. Kyron Williams, again, another guy, really,
Looked
really good.
phenomenal last night.
People have been
Looked
knocking on
phenomenal.
like the Blake Corum door, like, hey, Kyron Williams is not that good. Dude, Kyron Williams is good at fucking football. Like, there's a reason.
That was the most classic. That was the most classic fantasy guys slip into the middle or late second round because everybody was saying because he was lined up at punt returner, then everybody freaked out. Like Kyron should have been a first round draft pick all day long. The guy just gets a ton of volume, and he saw it again last night.
Yep. Amon Ra, dominant, coming back to his old self. Sam Laporta, I have him in a couple other leagues, which is really fucking frustrating. Like, I don't know where the targets are going because the guy only has over 10 points once this entire year. He only has one touchdown on the year after having like almost breaking the rookie tight end record. I think he did. It's very odd. I just tight end this whole year is just
Tight ends are tough. Tight ends are tough.
weird. Mike Evans will be out for probably 4 weeks. I think there's a chance he goes on IR, hamstrings, fickle injuries. Um, so we'll see what happens and how he wants to patch it up. Oh, wait, I know how he
Brian
should patch
Thomas.
it up.
Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas. Whoa,
Yeah.
what a fucking revelation. This guy. I mean, everyone was talking about the neighbors and Harrison Jr., but God, this guy has been an absolute force for Jacksonville, and I don't love that for the Texans long term. Try and guess where Brian Thomas is on the year at wide receiver.
Fantasy?
Yep.
I would say 9.
This guy knows football. That's why he's number 8.
Let's go.
You
I
have
know.
you have your fucking thing up there. You
Oh, I swear to God. I swear to God. I know he's top 5 in receiving yards, though. I do know that. I did see that
Good
stat.
shit, dude. Good
Because
shit.
I think 3 of the top 5 receiving yards guys are LSU guys that have been drafted in the last 5 years. Pretty impressive.
So Brian Thomas there at wide receiver 8. So looks like he'll be able to fit in nicely while Mike Evans recovers. Jumping here. Oh, what a fucking barn burner this was. Commission Kaiser Sose. Nice 60 point, 59 point banter. Two fucking midgets punching each other. But so Tegan, I'll let you take away on this, given this is the squad, and tell us kind of what
Well, this is like your classic what do you who are we looking at here? Like a Browns Saints Thursday night football. Nobody wants to tune in, but you got to watch it. And that's how I felt watching this game, this matchup. It was disgusting. I mean, Kyler Murray had me 20. I only scored 59. So that tells you how the rest of my team went. And Josh Jacobs had 17. So 37 between two people. The rest of my team put up 22 combined.
Devontae had 0.3 points.
Devontae 0.3 points because they just dominated. They
Yeah,
dominated.
wait, how? Oh, it's because he had -2 yards receiving on the
Yeah,
day.
one catch for -2 yards. Yes. So that was
If you would
good.
have told me that Tyreek Hill, like the start of the year, that Tyreek Hill and Devontae Smith in the same week would combine for 2.1 points, I'd be like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot. I'll bet my house on that won't happen.
Won't happen. Tyreek Hill runs a go route. I saw a video. He ran a go route. Snoop Huntley actually threw a dime. And Tyreek Hill just started running off the field while the ball was in the air. He's done. He's done with Snoop. But Tua's coming back. So really, my team, Devontae three catches right away, like, oh, they're gonna get this guy going. And then just nothing happened after that. I think my biggest thing I was telling you before this, I had to pick up a tight end. Ferguson was on a bye. Could have picked up any tight end in the top 10 on free agency, any of them, and I would have won this matchup. I picked up Dalton Schultz.
Who were you? Were you in between someone? Like who would
I
you?
was Zach Ertz, Kate Otten, Dalton Schultz. Were those are the three I
Yeah,
was.
Kate Otten was tough. I mean, now Kate Otten is a very viable
I
tight
wish
end.
I would have picked up Kate Otten.
Is he already scooped? Did someone scoop
Yeah,
him?
he was. I think he was waiver claimed.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a great claim because
and then Soze, Soze's team didn't really do anything either. He only had one
Jane Daniels going down. That's what hurt him.
Jaden going down. And he got rid. He had a back. Who did he have at backup? He had a different quarterback
Oh
at
no,
one.
he had fucking Ayuk and Daniels. Ayuk's out for the year now. And then
Ayuk's done. Daniel.
Zay Flowers left for an extended period of time. Does not have a QB. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought he had one at the beginning of the year, and he was going back and forth. Oh, he had Derek Carr. He used to have Derek Carr.
That's right. That's right. When Derek Carr was, we
But I
thought
think Jaden. I don't think Jaden's injury is too serious. I think he might miss this week, maybe come back the
we
following.
hope he misses this week. We're playing and we're firing up against Kaiser Sose. So
Yeah,
not week
but Jose, yeah, no Ayuk either. That's going to be tough. Marvin Harrison, he had that one flash week. Everybody's like, calm down on Marvin. He's going to be fine. And then hasn't really done a whole lot since then.
He's had, he's had 3 weeks over 13 points. He's wide receiver 31. So like,
Well, is that good for a first round draft pick?
no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I'm saying relative to like a, for
Last
fantasy,
3 weeks,
fantasy purposes, no. Fantasy purposes.
Cody, last 3 weeks, 3.6, 0, and 4.6. That's
Hey,
not
you don't
acceptable.
love you don't love to see that.
Anyway, let's just move on past this one. It was ugly. I'm sorry you guys had to tune into it. If you did, it might have been one of those ones. Hey, honey, why don't we watch that new Netflix show you want to watch? This Thursday night game is not very good. Get some brownie points. Play the long game.
Yeah. You try to flip it really quick to where they don't see the
Yeah,
scores. And he's like,
yeah.
oh, the games is not good. No,
Yeah.
no.
No,
That's,
no, no. That new Netflix show. I know you really wanted to watch it. I know you
yeah.
really wanted to watch it.
All right.
Go through past.
Team Bruiser and Boss Hog again, another close game. Bruiser taking it on the chin a little bit. 4-point loss. This was close. Mixon, man. Mixon looks really good. I like him a lot moving forward. Obviously, it's just the injury bug that you're worried about. Hubbard is another guy I think we're not talking about enough. Between Hubbard and Mason, Hubbard's another guy who's been. What do you think Hubbard is on the year? I'm not even looking. I'm not going to look yet. You tell me what you think.
I would say he's got to be like top 12 because
I
he's
think
had
he's 8. I think he's 8.
yeah because he's had a couple 20-point
What do you think?
games.
I just looked. What is he? What do you think he is?
I said 12, 11 or 12.
9. He's RB9 on the year.
Yeah, that's strong. But Jonathan Brooks is coming back, so we'll see how they split that workload.
Are you really gonna fucking take
I
your
don't think so. That was my whole theory. That was my whole theory to begin with when the Kaisers drafted him. I was like, he's going to be out for 7, 8 weeks, and then you're not just going to bring him back and give him 20 carries when you're
For
1-7. Yeah,
And now Andy Dalton's hurt. You're rolling back out Bryce this week.
I think they'll work him in. I think that they want him to play a little bit, but I think Chuba will still get 15 plus touches a game probably. I like Chuba going forward. Joe Mixon, it's just amazing how much different the Texans offense looks.
It just looks when he runs, he just finds openings. It's not. I don't know why they make so fucking.
And I'll say, so we sat kind of in the corner a little bit, and we got to watch him go out a lot. And the guy he's just very crafty, man. He runs that look like they should get stopped at the line of scrimmage. He just kind of makes a sudden twitch. It gets 4 or 5. It
Kind of makes me sad he was in Cincinnati, man, because I just don't think if he was on a more run heavy team, he would be getting a lot more love and higher contracts, and which love that for us. I think we got.
I mean, he went on if I recall,
pretty good deal on him.
If I recall correctly, he went on a very nice little playoff run when they went to the Super Bowl that year. I'm pretty sure he balled the fuck out for him. But yeah, in general, he was always kind of talked about in that like tier 2, tier 3 running backs, never a tier 1 guy.
Yep. Boss Hog, huge week from Saquon against his former New York Giants team. Marshall, if you listen to the pod, you're an idiot. I will continue to state that, saying that Saquon is not a top 10 or 15 running back. He's RB3 on the year. And by the way, well, what a stand-up guy. Guy could be going in and breaking his or breaking his record for most rushing yards in a game on a personal basis against his former team and says, "Nah, coach, let them young guys get some run. I'm good. We won. We beat the shit out of them. I made my point, 28-3." So
That's the guy you want to have on your team. That's the guy we want to.
what a great guy. What a great guy. Tony Pollard and Garrett Wilson, very subpar days. Jaden Reed, locked down by that Texans D, baby. 2 points. Not much out there. Brock Bowers has been steady, consistent. Can't be upset with that. But again, we talked about the Tank Dell, Aaron Jones situation. Points matter, guys. Points matter. Bills D wrapping up with 11. Final matchup of the week, Battle Bears and Nave Especial. Battle Bears, again, fighting back. He's a 5-2, looking really strong heading into the second half of this season. 117-74. Josh Allen goes off against Tennessee. Kareem Hunt goes off. Ken Walker have himself a day. 2 tutties. Jamar Chase has been really solid. Jameson Williams getting popped. I don't know if he's taken what he claims that he has no idea what it is. Like he's playing completely dumb. Although he's not fighting it like against it. So he definitely does
something. I saw a Wolf of Wall Street thing and they were like, Jameson Williams popped for gambling and drugs, like he's one of us. That's hilarious. He just can't stay away from it. But you know what? He'll be back in a few weeks.
And Grizz was all happy about Najee Harris, 102 and a touchdown. I go, just wait. He's the most boring back in fucking football. He has his moments, but he's so boring to watch. Like I don't think like Najee looks so slow on the field. I don't know if it's because Jaylen Warren is just so much faster, which I wasn't happy about dropping Jaylen, and I had to do it for roster construction reasons. He just looks slow, but I mean, 18 points, so big fuck.
Najee's got a little pep in his step these last 2 games. He's got 18 and 21, and even watching him, he's
RB20. He's RB20. That's great value for he drafted him. And I got snake bit. I should not use hindsight bias because he sucked for me last year, so that's on me.
Not to mention he's got Kittle, who with the injuries in San Fran, like Kittle should just be an absolute workhorse going forward, I would think. So Battle Bears is going to be tough to get off that pedestal, but you know what? This is fantasy football. Anything happens.
Yep. And then Nave against CJ, just tough day at the office. Kamara,
tough day at the office.
Kamara, tough day at the office against that staggering Denver. Denver D is fucking nice, dude.
Yeah, they are. They just play fundamental football, man. It's honestly, it's boring, but it's beautiful to watch.
It is really good defense. Breece Hall finding his stride now, guys. 2 back-to-back weeks with 21 plus. Cortland Sutton on Denver, not looking so great. Didn't have a catch. No. Drake London has been quietly doing a little bit better this year. Jordan Addison is a guy where I think watching last night's game, interesting that Minnesota's not getting him as involved. I think he's just kind of finding his foot, getting his football stamina back as he reenters because he had some great showings last year when the beast went down. But that wraps up week 7. Jumping into week 8, we won't go too much into how are we doing on time, Teagues?
I'm the time guy. We're at 34 minutes. Let's wrap this up in the next 3.
Okay. All right. So matchup here, Kraken versus Sosay. Yes, I almost had a heart attack trying to decide whether to start Puka Nacua last night. Is everything I read on fucking online was like, he's on a snap count, high risk play. I would avoid it. I wouldn't touch it. Literally like the first 3 plays is Pepper to Puka, and I'm like, I just, you know what my determining factor was? Is I go, okay, let's play out 2 situations. I don't play Puka and he goes off. I will feel infinitely worse than if I play Puka and he doesn't go off.
I would agree.
it's literally just a gut feeling. I even texted Caleb like, "Hey man, what would you do?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't feel comfortable. Fuck that." Rolled him
Well,
out.
it's not like you have just an explosive bench over there. Like there was just an easy plug and play guy. I mean,
What?
who else are you gonna throw in there?
Dude,
Oh,
D Hop in Kansas City.
yeah, on a brand new team that he doesn't know the offense for, or Calvin
Calvin
Ridley,
Ridley's
Mason
wide.
Rudolph.
Calvin Ridley against Detroit, dude. They're gonna have to sling the
It
rock. It's
wasn't
the
that hard of a decision.
worst pass D in the league, dude.
It
There's
was
some
not.
options. There's
That was
some.
an easy decision.
All right, all right. Anyway, great start to the week. Playing off Sosei again. We talked about Jaden Daniels nicked up. A couple guys questionable on that side. So yeah, they could be it's looks like it's gonna be a close matchup. And again, two teams that are on the rise, both at 3 and 4. Bruiser and Nave. Bruiser takes a solid lead with 18.2. Rolling out, Sammy Darnold. So again, you'll take 18 points as a plug-in quarterback. Is this his actual quarterback? No, it is his guy. Sam Darnold is his guy. So he's just streaming.
That's this guy. That's this
And
guy.
that is his guy. And
And Ave started Addison a little counterbalance, but it didn't work out in his favor.
Yep, that was tough. That was tough. So leaning Bruiser there. Going in
Hey,
Trump's
hold on. Let me just say something really quick.
go for it.
And I just want to say this. I don't like giving tips to other owners because I'm trying to win the league. But guys, it just drives me crazy. When there's a Thursday night football game, you do not start that player in the flex
In the
position.
flex.
This is the most obvious thing in fantasy football freaking land. You start him in the receiver position,
Start,
and
yeah.
if something happens, you have the flex open. Please start doing that. I mean, it's just bad for the game. It makes us
Just
look.
no, here's the simple way to look at it. Take whatever player, whether it's running back or receiver or tight end, whoever has the latest slot. So if
He
that's
should,
Monday, if that's Sunday night, that's who should be your flex guy. Terry and Max. I'm talking mostly to you guys because you
they
guys
do it every week. They do it every week.
very, yeah, they don't understand football over there. Again, they are trying to save the free world. But come on,
I'm gonna
guys.
save somebody's matchup at some point through the rest of the year because they listened to that advice. But that's what we're here to do, man. We just want to see a competitive
Here
league.
for
So
the people. Here
stop
for the
being
people.
amateurs, guys. Come on.
Here for the people. Moving on again, like I said, Trumpsters, Golden Nuts. Let's just see if Trumpsters does have the proper. See, look, does not have it. Trumpsters. CD Lamb plays at 7:20 p.m. DJ Moore plays at 3:25 p.m. at your flex. That's a simple switch, guys. But that's all we're saying on that. Wow, great start for Kyron Williams, which you'd love to see
We
against
love that.
the Trumpsters. Not that we have a multi-$1,000 bet against this man, but great start. Kyron Williams, 97 yards, 19 in the air, and a receiving touchdown. Great start there. So it's looking like it's leading Gold Nuts early. Kamish off against Boss Hog. Kamish got the slight nod by the projections, but looks to be close. Boss Hog with 10 points.
Started Aaron Jones. Started Aaron Jones.
You feel okay with that,
I'm not mad about it.
happy. But I think Boss Hog also doesn't feel terrible. So like again, I think this could be close. I think really the tipping scale here is
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek.
Tua is back. Tyreek said, "Fire me
Fire
up
him
on
up.
fantasy. I'm going off this week. 150 and 2 tutties." Tyreek Hill.
How many people do you think in DraftKings fire up Tyreek? 50%?
I'm firing him up. I'm firing him up. I'm probably stacking him with Tua.
I think you kind of have to.
That game could be a shootout. That game could be a shootout.
Yep. Oh, wow. The Smigosaurus Rex talking all high and mighty. He's making the second half push right after the Thursday night game where he starts with 31 points. Cooper Kupp didn't actually receive nearly as many targets as Puka, but found the end zone. Actually, in his defense, he had probably 3 PI calls against him of guys just all over him. Guy just gets open. Again, I think he's going to be solid, but this was my stack last year, which I thought was going to be phenomenal and didn't work out for me. So fuck you if this does work out. But Cooper Kupp, Jay Jeff, great combo there.
Oh yeah, you did have that. You did have that last year.
I did. Both guys actually were injured for like the entire year. So
Had 31 and still projected to lose to Green Jackets.
that just goes to show again, Green Jackets, how good the team is. Derrick Henry is, looks like Taylor is being fired up in Indy this week.
Yep.
Oh, is DK have a chance to play?
Yeah, I think he is going to play.
I thought he was week to week.
No, I think he's playing.
Carted him off like this fucking season was done. Jesus, this is overreaction on the injury. Okay. But yeah, close little banter there. Great start for Schmig. And then hard eight going against Battle Bears could be a nice little upset opportunity. Has Debo in the starting lineup, but I think there's questionable. He might still get in there. Firing up DeAndre Swift, Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, I mean, oh wow, we have a Cedric Tillman spotting.
We have a Cedric Tillman outing.
Cedric Tillman spotting in the flex, wide receiver 107.
He had 12 targets last week and 14 points. What you do know about Jameis is that boy is going to sling the rock.
Actually, that's very true. I actually
He's
love
gonna
Jameis.
sling it.
I forget Jameis is starting there, so I kind of like Cleveland wide receivers all of a sudden because the way Jameis is probably a great streaming quarterback. A guy's going to throw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 picks.
Yep. Yeah, and it's going to be beautiful. It's really going to be beautiful.
Pretty great for fantasy, not great for actual football. But yeah, Battle Bears, again, Kareem Hunt, Walker talked about the 1-2 punch. Jacoby Myers against Kansas City, hoping it's a high. They get smoked early on, so then Las Vegas has got to throw the rock. George Kittle, yeah, man, looks like a close little game here. Ricky Pearsall was a nice pickup, by the way, Grizz. With the injuries, a lot. I took up Jennings thinking he was going to be the guy, but I think Pearsall, there's a lot of unknown, could be a factor here in the back half of the year. Keon Coleman's been nice, but guys, we're back. And again, this is a halfway point. We're through week 7 and have 7 more to go. It's anyone's game. I think it's truly a really balanced league this year. You're starting to have the pendulum swing, revert back to the mean, whatever terminology you want to use. But best of luck this week. Keep your boys injury free. We don't like to see that. We want competitive football. And let's go Texans get back on track against Indy.
Let's go, boys. Have a good week.
Peace.